Understanding the rules for personal responsibility as men. What's good? What's going on, Masking Post? Welcome to the channel. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. Get the word out. Show your love. Let's talk about it. So, no one ever really teaches young boys as men the truth about who they are, their nature, and how to navigate life. The rules of personal responsibility, if you're lucky and you have good parents or good family members, in the old times there were institutions that taught this, from hygiene, how to keep yourself good as far as a young man. But no one really teaches you how for you to preserve your sanity, your personal responsibility. Everybody puts duty on the man. As a man, you're supposed to do this. And I'm speaking from boyhood. Of course, there's certain expectations. But as men, there is this entitlement that people exert on a man. They say, well, you are the man. You're supposed to do these things. You are the man supposed to do these things. So a lot of men find themselves in situations where they don't even live within the sense of understanding who self is. They're just simply being a provider. They're being guided by their desire, especially when men are, they desire to have access to sex. They're guided by that, and then they find themselves in a situation where they're being manipulated because they have not even understood who they are. I talked about fasting, how important that is. But their personal responsibility as a man, because what happens is when you're a child, somebody's taking care of you. When you're a man, you may fall into the trap of covering responsibilities that you're not ready for, that you've not thought through, because you just reactively get into those roles. The females, desiring security and everything else, can sometimes manipulate men to find themselves in situations that they didn't even choose, that the man even forgoes his natural responsibilities, the rules that apply to him of how he needs to live. And oftentimes, this epiphany only happens when, oftentimes after a big breakup or a big disappointment, when you start to learn what female nature really is, and then that's when you start to say, you know what, I'm going to take care of myself. I'm not going to do this. And unfortunately, sometimes men get there in a hurt way, But when you start to understand your personal responsibilities, one of the personal responsibilities you're supposed to have as a rule, as a man, is that in your old age, as you get older, when you're older, you not lure or attract people to you because of your good looks. It's on your abilities of things you can do for them. That's just how the word works. If you're not in a way able to, and money helps, having money as a means helps. If you're not able to, you have less people around you. Okay, the word works on you are of use to me because maybe you're a mechanic, or maybe you know how to fix things. You are a handyman. So the rules for yourself in terms of you gotta set for yourself is learn skills and get your money up. Because if you're living in an area where you don't have any useful skills to the community, so to speak, because remember, the society is seeking out men for masculine reasons. They may talk trash about men, but if you're a useful person, you're useful to the community, you're useful to the woman, whether monetarily, because oftentimes that's what a lot of relationships are based on. We want to think they're not, but they are. So you gotta make sure that you take care of yourself so that you are able to be sane in those moments where you're not just being used, like being hit around like a baseball bat, like a baseball. Somebody hits you there, somebody hits you there. You're just moving around not knowing who you are. Your personal responsibility is to understand that oftentimes true love is going to come maybe from your mother or your father. But oftentimes we live in a transactional society. Yes, of course, some people experience genuine relationships, yes, but we know that for the most part. So it's hard to find value in yourself if you're busy just reacting to these situationships and everything else. True value is found in you knowing who you are and understanding the rules that apply. And if you understand the rules, you can seclude yourself and build yourself up. One of the biggest important thing, and the reason why I made this video, is because I'm seeing a lot of older men that spent their years giving out their energy and their resources, and now they are old and nobody's by their side. They did not understand that their value, and they did not understand the rules. Because when you are aged, you have to at least have resources to make sure actually you're of use, or some skill sets that can generate those, those resources. That's your responsibility. That's your personal responsibility. Because if you don't do that, I mean, the opposite sex can, they can get rescued by somebody. If things didn't go the way they should have, they can get rescued financially or something like that because they have that advantage. But your personal responsibility as a man, you got to understand that you got to take care of you. And society will try to shame certain choices, and they may knock you off the path that you're choosing for yourself. Where when you start to make sure that you want to make sure things are good in your life, they'll be like, you need to go ahead and marry. Go ahead and give to society in a certain way. But you must understand that the rules that apply may not be in your favor. So you need to choose which rules you're going to break. Such as an example, the rule of not getting married young as a man, or not, or I could say a lot of things about cohabitation, but I won't get into that. But the point is that men find themselves wasting their times because they're just being used. And I've seen guys being used by family members. The guy just running around. When he's aged now, then he's like, oh, wow, I was never really discovering myself. That's why you see guys have that midlife crisis, trying to, enjoy themselves, trying to travel and everything else. But learn this early on, that you have a personal responsibilities, and understand the rules that apply. The government is trying to get you thinking a certain way so they can produce for the government, the society. Women are trying to get you think a certain way. Children will get you thinking a certain way. I'm not saying these are bad things, but understand which angle they're coming from, and then position yourself how you're ought to position yourself. Don't just be a victim of the exterior is affecting the inner man, when you can determine the course, how you move, how you think, and where you are, especially as you age. What does it look like when you retire? How do you get your money? Remember that your value is tied to your capacity to produce. All right, I've said enough. Peace, love, and blessings.